Well, good evening, my friends. This is Old Tom Gin, and we are back here in Baragos. This, of course, is my playthrough of Baldur's Gate, the Enhanced Edition for the PlayStation 4. As you can see, we have said goodbye to Nira. I sent her packing to the Friendly Arm Inn, and, well, I sent her. That's where she told me she was going. And I also sent, actually, Imwin up there, because I don't know, Feld Post Inn doesn't seem to be a very good place for someone to hang out. But we are here, so we're here sans our wild mage. Nero was just too, well, you saw what happened last time, the very, very difficult and arduous battle against the vampiric wolves and their pack. It was rough. It was pretty rough, guys, I gotta tell you. And we decided that, you know, it was best to part ways. Just making sure I don't have anything else I need to sell here before I leave town. So where are we at present? Well, first of all, I think we're at the point where we can just drop that stupid medium shield. I'll tell you that.
Awaits.
I have a thing I can put this in. There we go. Put the medium shield in here. This way it isn't laying around. But yeah, it was just, I mean, I love her as a character. I think she's a great little backstory, but that wild magic is just more trouble than it's worth. It just is. And again, if I wasn't, I've done playthroughs where I'm like, I don't care, like weird things happen, whatever. That's just not this playthrough. That's not the energy that I've got right now. So we're just not going to do it. I'll tell you what I do want to do, though. I do want to have a tour of, kind of give all the NPCs their due, right? So I think we're going to head down to the carnival and recover that poor wayward woman in stone.
This group shows promise exceptional.
And why am I doing that? Because, well, she has a kind of a backstory that I would like to fill in that ties in with the main story. Of course, we have to head back down here to the carnival. And so she will probably be a short-term member of the group, at least for the time being. But I do want to get into her story a little bit.
This way, good sir. Over here.
Ah, here he is. Here's of course, Zeke. Hello, Zeke. And as he said before, come one, come all. Take a look at the stone warrior maiden. How long has she been trapped in this petrified form? No one knows. Be the first to learn for the mere price of 500 gold. For that small amount of money I shall give you a magic scroll, and with this scroll you can release the maiden from her stone prison. Think of the gratitude she will feel to her saviors. Perhaps she's a princess from some far-off land, or maybe a powerful sorceress in search of a concubine. You can't afford not to know. Buy the scroll. Sure, give us a scroll. You won't regret this. Here's the scroll, and I wish you well. Bye now. Whenever I ever do that, I'm thinking, like, wait, does Zeke not want to be here when this person is woken up? I guess I just have to use the scroll. So where's that stone and flesh scroll? This, by the way, is a pretty hefty price for a stone and flesh scroll, but that's okay. I believe it's the only way to do this is to buy it from him. And there she is, Branwen.
By the ice breath of Oral, 'tis good to see new faces and taste freedom again.
I am Branwen, a war priest from the Northheim Isles. I have been trapped in stone for what seems like an eternity. You've saved me, and for that I owe you my life. I am indebted to you, and by Tempest I leave no debt unpaid. Let me join whichever cause you're fighting for. I should make a valuable ally and bring favor to the Lord of Battles upon us. We're always on the lookout for another warrior. I am glad to be part of your war party. I will not make you regret your decision. A word of caution, though. Beware of the dog that entrapped me in stone. Trenzig, he called himself. He was in the employ of a mercenary group, but I do not know the name. I shall see him dead before I see the shores of home again. So there's Branwen. Branwen, of course, is a cleric. She is a priest of Tempest, as she just said, the Lord of Battle. And she's chaotic neutral. Oh, no, she's true neutral. Pardon me, true neutral. I thought she was chaotic neutral for some reason. And what is she good with? She's good with the Warhammer. I got a little competition between her and another character potentially for the who gets the Warhammer. So, kind of thinking I want to give her something else, like maybe a flail or a mace. I'll give her a flail because I mean she can't have everybody using the hammer. So I'll give her that. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking of it in the future. But she is actually, well, let's go back to her character sheet real quick. Reasonably dexterous, not terribly strong. Decent constitution, not very bright. Great wisdom, decent charisma. It's pretty good, pretty good. Pretty good. And, of course, what we want to do immediately with her is what we do with everyone, which when I remember to do it, and I'm not going to forget to do it this time, and that is reset her script. Brim, as you can see, comes to us, well, in pretty sad shape. She was turned to stone, so obviously she's not doing well. So she's going to need a little help to get back to full. I'm going to do that for her right now. So priest to priest, druid to priest. Our health plan includes healing. So, do we have anything that we can give to Branwen? Not really. So we're going to have to buy her some gear. She is another sling user. Yeah, we don't really have any spares per se. I think we should probably buy a few things for her right here. Oh, no, wait. That's not what I wanted to do. Jesus, guys, come on. The whole party. Come on, there we go. All right, buddy, come here. If you've got gold in your purse, you're a welcome sight in mine eyes. What do you need? Let's see what you have to offer. All right, what indeed? Well, right off the bat, there is a flail. Flail does 1d6. And there's a Morning Star. Now, the Morning Star, the reason I gave her that is because I think, as blunt weapons go, the Morning Star, it can't be beat, man. It can't be beat. But I'm not going to actually buy that here because I want to buy the quality Morning Star from old Thundernuts from Tayrom, of course, up in Baragost. But having said that, I really need to give her something so that she can at least survive until then. Oh wait, this is the one with the... This is the one where I killed a guy, so I can't really use that one. Do we have one with armor around here?
I've got the best prices this side of Cormier.
Let's see what you have to offer. I also got a more... Well, you know what? That's a cheap Morning Star. Let's buy her Morning Star for 9. I mean, who cares? 9. Big deal. The reason I'm doing this, of course, is because, God forbid, we get into an ambush between here and there, and she's left completely defenseless. That would suck. But it doesn't look like there's anywhere I can get her armor, which is kind of surprising and disturbing, unless this one down here offers such. Let's find out.
I've got the best prices this side of Cormier.
All right, let's see. No. Well, she can get her sling. Make sure she's selected. I hate shuffling things around after I buy them. So, yeah, let's just, I just am thinking, I'm at the point now where I need healing. And so I'm kind of debating, as I said, I've already gotten rid of Nira. I'm kind of debating whether I want to keep Minsk and Dinah here because, well, frankly, Dinah here has not been particularly effective as a spellcaster for me. I'd love to keep Minsk. I love that two-handed sword, but they are a package deal, man. They are a package deal, so that's problematic if I want to do that. And I just hate these paired companions where you can't You can't get rid of one, keep the other. And let's check her spells. That's the other thing we should do, because she's just leveled up and has new spells to offer. And of course, as a priest, as opposed to a cleric, as opposed to a druid, she has options that Jaheira doesn't. So there we go. So what do we got here? We've got Shillelagh. I don't think we need Shillelagh. Just command. Command's not bad. So it asks, as a creature, sleep, die. So in other words, sleep. It's basically the only use of it in this game. Technically, in the pen and paper game, you can make them do other things, just like jump, drop your weapon or whatever. It's just stuff like that. Very simple commands. But I'll tell you what I don't really need. Where is that? Remove fear. I don't really have a need. I guess, I have encountered that on a couple of occasions, I suppose. I don't want to second guess this thing, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do for her. I'm going to give her at least a bark skin, because she doesn't have any armor right now. Because nobody here sells it. And what else? Everybody should have a slow poison and a couple of hold persons. Hold persons are just terrific, and we want to have those. Might end up giving her a draw upon Holy Might at some point. After we get armor, I'll probably free up that bark skin with a draw upon Holy Might, but we're not going to do that right now, because who knows what may transpire between now and then. Well, let's take a quick rest. I think we should be reasonably safe to rest here. Fingers crossed. And there we go. We have rested for 8 hours. And we are ready to head back to... Somebody forgot to turn the light off. And now we shall head back to Baragost and get her some quality weaponry and some armor. And then, after we've done that, then we're going to take care of old Mellicamp the chicken. Well, pardon me. A couple things we want to do in order. First, we're going to take care of Tranzig, because we happen to have intel that says that Tranzig is staying at Feldpost's Inn. My headcanon is that one of the reasons when we had Imoen staying there at Feldpost is she was actually observing Tranzig surreptitiously. Kind of, who's that 16-year-old girl who acts like a 10-year-old girl? Nobody's going to pay attention to her. Boyle, there you are. I found a way to counteract the contaminant, and I've tested it out in my stock. Once we're certain it works, I'll send our results down to Nashkel. But in the meantime, go ahead and take a look at what I've got. I think you'll find it's a bit better than it was before. And indeed it is. So, we actually don't have a lot of need for it at the moment, except for, of course, our dear new companion, Branwen. And presumably we've, been talking to her a little bit, getting a feel for her deal. I think we're not going to invest too much in her armor. I think just splint mail and a helmet will do. And we don't need. It just occurs to me, we don't need to buy her a shield because I left one in that bucket, assuming it's there. But there is one thing I do want to get. I really do want to get this thing. I think it's here. Should be here somewhere. Maybe, there it is. This is a pricey item, I will admit. But it's damn good. It's damn good. Let's take a look at it. The Army Scythe, also known as the Light Crossbow of Speed. This thing is going to make a big difference. 1 extra attack per round for Boyle, plus 1 Thaco, plus 1 damage. This is, for a Yeah, and it's a pretty penny. It cost me a lot there. But for a non-fighter character, this is going to make me a lot more formidable in terms of my just general punching power as a distance guy in the party. I mean, that's twice as many hits per round. My THAC0 goes down to, I believe, 14, yeah. And that's something. For a non-fighter, that is, with no real other options in terms of non-spell combat, that's a game changer. That is a game changer. So I think that's all we need. Let's just double check here, make sure nobody else needs anything. Yeah, as I said, we're going to hold on to that magic weapon. Oh, I guess actually, wait, one other thing I can do. I can swap this out because I had that club. I have a +2 sword now, so now I'm really cooking with gas.
I can make whatever you wish for a wee little bit more than me competition.
I don't know if that's a good business model, but okay. I can sell this light crossbow. Don't need that anymore. And I think that's all we need. All right, so we're done there. If I can maneuver my way through this place. I seem to be getting hung up on stuff more. Now, I don't know why. All right, out we go. So that's good, and now let's go down here. Where's that barrel that we left that thing in? Of course, I did that before picking her up. But as you can see, it's fine. It's still here where we left it. I don't know if all of these things are persistent in the game, but all of these containers, but certainly the ones in the towns tend to be. That comes out. As you can see, unfortunately, Brenwyn is not terribly strong, so she doesn't really. And we'll just drop off that other. She's not really a pack mule for the group, that's for sure. Okay, so that's good. I think we're in pretty good shape here. Oh, one more stop we might want to make is over to the Temple District, so we can purchase ourselves some healing. So let's head on back to old the Sirens and the Temple of Lothander, which everybody always pronounces Lothander in this game, but it's Lothander. I always figured it was Lothander. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. What kind of aid can you give us? I love it. It's like a car dealership. What kind of deal can you give me today? All right. Just have her buy 3 should do it. 3 should do it. And of course, 1 antidote. Everybody gets an antidote when they join the party. It does take us down a wee bit. We're down to 4,000 gold plus change. But you know what? That was worth it. Okay. Wait a minute. Did I get that wrong? Let me look at this here. Am I remembering that wrong? Could have sworn I cleared out this area. But I guess I didn't. Dare I clear out the rest of this area? Well, let's save right here. And we'll do that now. So those of you who tuned in last time, may notice that we had some technical glitches. We actually lost connection briefly, and unfortunately were unable to get a decent recording of the stream, so that's a lot of dogs. Oh, come on, guys, don't do that to me. Everybody, keep participating. Once again, this weird thing where the group just goes back. Well, Branwen has acquitted herself well there. So yeah, we had some very sketchy AV, which was unfortunate. Let's see what's down here. War dogs. More war dogs. More wild dogs, war dogs, wolves. This is just like the land of dogs here. It's like a Wes Anderson film out here, except mean. Okay. You got tagged, that's okay. Just first wound in battle for Branwen with the group. We're kind of testing her out. Come on, guys. Good. That was worth doing. Anybody down here we have to worry about? One of the things that's kind of amusing to me is how the priests in this game, regardless of what religion they are, seem to be absolutely just fine with getting healing and support from priests of other religions. I've joked on occasion that the Sword Coast is a model of religious harmony and solidarity. Yeah, I guess that there was nothing else there. We kind of drew those. I mean, this is the home of the vampiric wolf pack previously, but we have cleared them out. So with that done, and I guess we should make sure that Branwen actually has her newfound spells and whatnot in her her spells, her potions in her inventory. She has her spells already, hopefully. And perhaps she should touch herself up a little bit. Just top off your healing there, kiddo. Also occurs to me that having her in the party is now... We have a better gender balance in the party, so that's good. I have actually seen people saying online that they wanted an all-dude party. It's just like, really? In a video game? You're gonna die on that hill? Very strange. Okay, we are now back in Baragost, and our next stop must surely be to deal with Tranzig, who, of course, Branwen has a personal bone to pick with Tranzig. And he resides in Feldpost's Inn. I don't think you ever meet Feldpost in the game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Feldpost is somewhere here that I never look. I don't know. Okay. So here we are, and I'm going to do a quick save right here. Because I don't expect things to go pear-shaped, but you never know. And this is the first in a series of revenge scenarios that we're going to encounter here. What I love about doing all this is I always put these guys kind of around the room. It's kind of like I like the idea that they kind of file into the room one by one.
Hello.
And we're going to put Branwen behind the curtain here briefly. Jahira's going to go over here. Khalid is going to go over here. And Boyle's going to go over here. And we're actually going to have Branwen go in
By
and do
temper shield.
And yeah, you're damn right, and do the talking. So here we go. Confronting Transig.
Seems to me like these men want a little trouble. I'll give them trouble.
Why do you bother me? Can't you see that I'm in a hurry to get out of this damn town? Why the hurry, Transig? You delay the inevitable. What? Who do you think you are, woman? Is it so commonplace for you to turn others to stone, mage? You! How did you... I said I would see you dead before I see the shores of the Isles once more, coward. And in Tempest's name I should prevail. Prepare yourself! So that saves us from the rather tedious conversation with Transig where he's like, I'm not doing it, nothing. You kind of do have to accuse him on almost no evidence, so like a letter, very little evidence. So I'm actually happy to have her along because she has a bone to pick with this guy. She has a reason to do what she's doing. So let's get into it, shall we? She's going to whack him. Now, of course, he is a mage. And what do you do with a mage? You keep them from casting spells. And how do you do that? By hitting them repeatedly. As quickly as possible. Of course, Dinah here hits him up with the magic missile. Boyle does the same. I give up! Please let me live! I'll tell you anything you want to know! You shall get no quarter from us, fiend. In Tempest's name I will strike you down. Alright, so this is actually going to be really difficult to do, because even if I say this, the game is probably going to have my people keep attacking him. There's a good chance that he's going to die after this conversation is over, regardless of what I do here, but I'm going to try. We need him alive, Branwen. If you're indeed indebted to me, you'll cease your attack. And get what you need from him. I will deal with this coward later. By Tempest, I swear it. Spill your guts, then. If what you say satisfies us, then we'll let you live. Okay, I'll talk. I'm a messenger for a man named Tazok. I just ferry messages between him and a fat priest named Malehi. I meet with Tazok at either Peltvale or Larswood, east of the Friendly Arm Inn. Tazok pays me good, so I keep my yap shut. Can I go now? Where can we find this Tazok? Tazok? You can find him in the Wood of Sharp Teeth. He's the captain of 2 groups of bandits. Their camp's always moving, so I don't know how much luck you'll have in finding them. Can I get out of here now? Yeah, get out of our sight. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Okay, see, this is... I tried. Yeah, like I said, yeah. I think we're just going to say that it was Boyle who killed him, too. Get out of our sight. Pachunk. Oh. Or not. Yeah. That's the only problem with this game. They set up these situations where you're like... They surrender, but it doesn't actually make your people stop attacking when that happens. And it just seems to me to be a very basic, necessary function. In any case, there's nothing we can do about it now. We let her lie where they lie. And, yeah, so be it. Sorry, pal. I mean, not really sorry. You were can't identify that. Of course, we know what it is, but... And who gets that? I wonder. Well, let's look at our... ACs, shall we? I'm already wearing a Ring of the Princes, so I'm good. Armor class 0, armor class 0, armor class 2. Well, I don't know how much I want to... Well, armor class 6, armor class 1. Well, I guess that answers that question. For the time being, we will give it to our poor armorless mage Make her at least a little bit less of a pincushion. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, that's it. I guess we should probably hightail it out of here, considering we killed the guy. Do-de-do-de-do. Just leaving.
This group shows promise exceptional.
Well, I'm glad you lawful good invoker are not upset by the fact that we just told a guy he could run away and then killed him before he could walk out the door. I mean, okay, Boyle's the one who did the hit, but I'm assuming that basically my explanation for that is that basically Branwen wasn't going to let the guy live. That it was like kind of, you know, okay, you can go, and then Branwen was like, hell no, and just kept attacking him, and it was kind of like, all right, I guess this is the way it's going to go. So, which then, of course, calls into question, like, you know, there's no dialogue for this in the game, but you got to think, like, you got to think that Boyle would be, to say to that, would be like, if you're going to stay in this group, you have to actually listen to what I tell you to do, and do it. Drink a little cider while we stay in the inn. Some wonderful Samuel Smiths. And so that gives us back all our stuff. Now,
This group shows promise exceptional.
oh, she is just pleased as punch with me. So there's that. We've dealt with Tranzig. We have our information. So of course this means Tazok is in. We'll just take another look at the world map real quick. He's in the Larswood or Peldvale, the bandit camp. Even though the bandit camp is hard to find, of course it gets marked on the map. So the Larswood and the Peldvale Wood are up here, and we're going to go through those and explore them and hopefully find our way to the bandit camp. That's one of a number of areas that have sort of specific routes that you have to go through. The most notorious, of course, being the Cloakwood, which requires you to run basically a gauntlet of areas to get to where you're going. But Larswood and Peldvale aren't quite that bad, but they do require you to make some circuitous routes to get to the bandit camp. But for now, we have a debt to repay. Well, not a debt to repay. We have a promise to keep. We promised Mellicamp that the chicken, that we would return him to his human form, and that means heading over here to High Hedged, home of Thalantir the Wizard. And so we have arrived. It took us a mere 4 hours, so we shouldn't be exhausted, one can hope. And let's take a gander around here, see what we can see. Explore the area. And I realize, of course, that Thalantir's fortress / citadel is basically in the middle of the map, but I like exploring maps. As I have said before, I am kind of pathological about it, and so... Look, skeletons. We need skeletons anyway, which we'll show you why in a little bit. Come on, guys. Oh, come on, Minsk. Minsk, you are convincing me why I am going to kick you out of this party, sir. You are just getting your ass kicked here. I'm going to have you go back here, or Boyle's going to heal you. Alright, Boyle's going to take a minute out to heal Minsk, so he doesn't end up dead and cost us more money. Oh, damn it. And he goes back. Nope, go over here. And Boyle do the same thing again. Boyle's going to expend his superior mystic healing here. I like that time he stayed. And of course they are skeletons, so they have almost nothing of value. Except this. We need that. Why is Boyle picking it up at this very moment? Probably because it's like, hey, it's a human skull. That's cool. We should have one of those. Put one on my bookshelf someday. I'm just going to do a little circumnavigation of this particular area. What is that? More skeletons. Well, a skeleton, but you know there's more up there. There they are, see? Once again, here we go again. They just target Minsk for some reason. I'm getting a little tired of him being targeted. Like I said, there's always one who's the pincushion. I don't know why. I don't really understand why it is, to be honest. Who's that? That's Branwen. So maybe Branwen can heal. Branwen can heal Minsk here. Real quick. They're just all over him. Like, it's weird. It's the aggro thing. They just once they decide they're after somebody, they just go after them over and over and over again until they take them down. Which, of course, you know, technically that's the way you should do it in D&D.
Yes, oh omnipresent.
And why should you do it that way? Because enemies don't have diminished capabilities, no matter how badly they get. Oh Jesus! Okay, he's got to get the fuck out of here. Those darts, they're just pelting him with darts. Jesus Christ! He almost died there. It's just insane. But it's just, what's weird about it is, I mean, skeletons are pretty tough. Because one of the reasons is because of all, you look at all the damage resistance they have. They are resistant to, I think, anything except bludgeoning. So they kind of suck. All right, finally Minsk has made a level. Thank God. I guess it's only fair that beating he's been taking. But I mean, what have they been doing this to? They're throwing daggers. All of that is throwing daggers. Just like skeletons throwing daggers at him. Just like over and over. But they just... You saw how they fix their aggro on one person. Usually the first person to target them and approach them. So in the past, again, I think I mentioned this before, that I've had playthroughs where like Khalid would just get it.
Let's talk more fight.
I am explaining something, sir, and besides, this is relevant to you. I have had these situations in the past where it's been Khalid who's been the pincushion, or somebody else has been the pincushion, and I could never figure out why. I was just, why are they getting their butt kicked all the time? Well, the reason is they're first in, and they tend to have the higher initiative, and the character that is first in, first targeting the enemy, they target them right back. And then what happens is they pay the price for that they get hammered by everybody. So, what does he have? This isn't a big level for him. 8 hit points, that can reduce by 1. So, you know, not bad, not bad. Puts him up to 39 hit points. That's where Khalid was not too long ago. Branwen also took a hit. So she needs a little something.
What is your command?
As you may be able to hear, we have bears running around out there. I don't want to mess with them. I can help it. Leave the bears alone. Leave those bears alone. What's this? I've run into terrain. Okay, well, let's go this way. don't think there's anything beyond High Hedge, actually. Oh, let me just look real quick here. I want to make sure I'm not wrong about that. There may be an area over here. I'm not going to go there. I just want to look. Oh no, way over there there's an area. It's quite a long haul, but interesting. I don't, it doesn't seem familiar to me. I don't know that area. Might be worth checking out at some point. Also might be a home of sirens who will dire charm us and ruin our day. Well, once Boyle gets maybe another level or two under his belt, he can do some proper scouting. Oh god, more of them. Okay. I think what I want to do actually is switch everybody to distance.
Is that called?
I think where I'm
Hello?
getting into trouble here is the melee, because the skeletons just seem to be beating my ass at melee. And this way it allows me to sort of isolate them one by one. There they are, throwing those daggers. At least this way I can kind of get them from a distance, take them on one by one. It's a bit of cheesing it. Well, there we go. We got two showing up. Look at that, they hit him again. That is crazy. At least we've got more slings, so we've got more blunt weapons on him, which tends to be more effective, and I guarantee there'll be more. Here's another one. Just beyond the fog of war, and more. Alright, now we got 3 to deal with. That's not great.
No!
It's just, I don't know what to do. Well, I mean, Khalid's taking a little bit too, so it's not just Minsky. Come on, get him. What was that pause? Just got a firing line over here. Just take him out from a distance. I guess what's most annoying to me about the skeletons is not only are they tough, and again, tougher than their experience would seem to indicate. 65 experience. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't know, though. I kind of feel like they should be worth more for the amount of trouble they give me. Maybe it's just because my group isn't optimized. And again, this is... I've talked about this before. The problem with early D&D experience is that it's... The value and how difficult it is highly subjective and very difficult to generalize, because if you have the right party mix, like if a party full of clerics, then these guys would be a lot less trouble. They go again with their throwing daggers. It's the weirdest thing. Who's ever seen in fiction? Who has ever seen skeletons with throwing daggers and darts? It just never. I guess it's Khalid who's taking it more now. Come on, guys, take that guy out. And because they resist damage, it actually takes more ammo to get rid of them, which is the really annoying part. Yeah, I knew there was going to be another row at least of one. More ammunition. They just cause me to waste ammunition. Don't like it. All right. Time for Jaheira to heal her husband. That's not your husband. I have too many guys in armor now. And those helmets. That's why there's a certain point in the game where you have access to different kinds of helmets. I mean, Minsk has got a unique helmet.
What now, I wonder?
What now? I think we're going to take a rest here. We're pretty spent. Maybe we shouldn't go traipsing around the dark around here. And look at that. We made it to the daylight without an ambush. That is delightful. So now, of course, return to the same routine we did before. Boyle casts his daily armor spell. It's like taking your vitamins. Cast your armor spell. And this also means that he can identify that item, which of course is very welcome indeed. I'll just keep it on me for the moment. Of course, it means I have two of these things. Wish you could, like, combine these together and, like, combine your charges. That would be pretty cool. Can't do that, though. Alright, let's do a quick save, because I don't want to lose anything that I've done. And let's see what we can see. Now that's Kevon. I'm not going to talk to Kevon yet. Kevon is an interesting dude, and he's probably someone I'm going to want in my party very soon, but Kevon has a bit of a timer on his personal quest. And that timer starts when you start talking to him, so we're gonna leave him be for the moment. Say, hey, we saw this guy in the woods. He's kind of hanging out by a tree. But, you know, we had places to be, so maybe we'll meet him again. So, right out here in back of the place, we have these gnolls hanging out. I don't know why they're hanging out right next to the place. You'd think that wouldn't be. These gnolls are just like, hey, let's hang out next to this wizard's tower. Like, do you know the wizard? No. Then should you really be hanging out next to his tower? It doesn't seem like a good idea. Put away some gems here. Oh, and it occurs to me, I don't think I know this spell. Yes, I do. So let's try and memorize it. Let's see if that percentage to learn spell actually is accurate, shall we? Okay, we learned this one. That's good. Oh, and that's a club. If the club's worthless, I can't sell it. I should just drop it. And look at that. Sure enough, as I was saying, look at how many bolts I used on those skeletons. I had a full stack of 80 bolts. Completely emptied out. Completely emptied out. That is just crazy. That's just... like I said, I swear that skeletons exist in this game to just make you waste ammo.
Perhaps this group needs not quite as much help as I thought.
I should think not. We know what we're doing, damn it. Just gotta scout the area around here, make sure there's nothing I'm not detecting. I don't want anything sneaking up on us or lose any potential opportunities here. Oh, what is this? A ghoul. 2 ghouls. Come on. There we go. And if I heard correctly... Oh, wait, there's another ghoul. Someone leveled. Alright, now we can collect our stuff. So first, let's put that stuff away. Various valuable jewelry. And now, who leveled? Who leveled here? Oh, it's Dinah here leveled. Okay, so that's good. Okay. Professional penalties. Wait, does she get a proficiency slot or does she not get a... Oh, no, that's just a thing. Okay. What'd she get out of that? Not much. Not much. Except, of course, spells. She has spells. Now, if she knew more spells, this would be a lot more handy. But I think... Debating whether to give her color spray or burning hand. I've always thought it was weird that burning hands was an alteration spell, not an invocation spell, because you are literally summoning fire to your hands. You're not turning your hands into fire. You're shooting hands out. That's what the spell description says. You're shooting fire out of your hands. Shooting hands out of your fire. So it just seemed a little weird to me. Same thing with shocking grasp, but whatever. I guess that would make more sense. You'd make your hands as if they're an electric eel or something. But I don't know. That's 50 feet. That's 5-foot cone with an 120-degree arc. I think color spray is the better bet. Let's have her do that. And yet another Melf's Acid Arrow. That's all she can do. We might as well do it. Let's make sure that Boyle is not missing anything here. Oh, he is missing something. Look at that. He has actually memorized spells in all this time. And I haven't been using them. Foolish me. So let's do something about that. I've mentioned my mixed feelings on area effect spells. But we are about to be probably heading to some areas where we're going to have to deal with large groups of enemies. That's kind of a neat spell, though, too. Glitter Dust is a good spell. And it also shows, it causes invisible enemies to show up. It's only 4 rounds, though. You know what? I'm gonna go for the blur and the web. Blur because I think it's a good idea for Boyle to have. Boyle's ever since his first experience with those assassins in Candlekeep, you got to think Boyle is a little bit paranoid about getting killed. So he's like, I've got to go out. He's going to go above and beyond when it comes to self-preservation. Not that he's a coward, but he's just like, if there's defensive spells that I have in my spell book, I'm going to use them. So it makes sense that he should take Blur, and then we're gonna give, despite my reservations about Web, we're gonna give it a try. And so that's done. Let's see, is there anybody else up here or anything? Oh, look at that. A huge spider. I think it's safe to put Khalid back on.
You've attacked?
Put the front line back on front line duty. All right, so we've done that. That's good.
Where to now?
And here is this cabin, and I never really know who owns this cabin. I think it's owned by Kievan, but I'm not sure. And generally speaking, I'm not going to enter it because more skeletons. All right. Actually, you know what we're going to do? No, I'm not going to use that spell right now. I was about to say, I'm going to use the web spell. Well, no, because I have guys going into melee with him. Should I? Well, no, I can't because I haven't memorized it. So, let's see here. What do I have? I think I'm just going to try to take some of them out because I'm just so sick of these guys getting the best of me. that should help. No, no, no. What are you guys doing? This weird behavior. Stop. Wow, these must be the second stringer skeletons. That was weird. I just took them out. Those other ones gave me so much trouble. Was it the good night's rest that I had? Is that this skeleton's not as powerful during the day? What happened here? Is he? Why, if it's Kevon's place, why isn't he like hanging out next to it? I don't understand. Who's
Hello,
Kevin?
pal.
Whoa, slow down. I'm trying to plan the grandest of heists here. With all your troping about, I can't hear where I'm thinking. Of course you can't hear where you're thinking. You have to say it out loud first. Okay, here's the plan. There's a big-time mage living just over that rise. Magic items scattered all over the place, I'm betting. Trouble is, he's got these two hideous flesh monsters guarding him in no shadows where I can lurk. Brute force is useless against the monsters. Everything else is useless. There must be a way to outwit the witless, but damned if I know how. Oh, hell, I guess I'd just be better off finding a halfling village somewhere to pick on. This dive is all yours. Well, you gave up easy. Although, to be honest, I have absolutely no intention of robbing this dude. I am here for Mellicamp. The question is, can I get in here without those hideous flesh monsters, i.e. flesh golems, giving me trouble? Because they always do. Well, that's why I saved, but let's see if we can do it. Let's get in here and talk to him quickly.
I be Thalantir, a mighty mage of Baragost.
And I don't have much patience for strangers on my property. Do us both a favor and move along. Unless, of course, you have magic for sale. From the looks of you, you couldn't afford the items I have for sale. I sincerely hope you have some reason for bothering me. I have already stated that I wish to leave. Wish you to leave. I wish to leave, but I can't. Well, it's rather amusing, actually. You see, I happened to rescue this, talking chicken. Chickens do not talk, so quite obviously it is a polymorphed being of some kind. Spells such as that wear off in time or can be dispelled. It is a simple matter, and one not worth the waste of my day. Keep moving. I'm quite aware of the mute status of chickens, thank you very much. Yes, this is a transformed man, but it is also a man who claims to be your apprentice. That's why I brought him here. Apprentice? I have had no apprentice. I teach no one about what I... Wait. Mellicamp? Mellicamp, is that you? Yes, Master Thalantir, it is. I am no master to you, and you are no apprentice. What gall do you have to expect help from me? He's not your student, but you know of him, do you not? A student wishes to learn, while this fool only wishes to have knowledge. I will tutor no one who does not understand the ramifications of what I have to teach. Not getting the quick gratification he wished, he instead chose to steal from me. You speak too much, but know so little. I only wish to learn a fraction of the power you possess. It has taken me some 50-odd years of life to gain the power I wield, and the will not to use it. You are but a baby in comparison. Frankly, I'm surprised you changed into such an old chicken. How did you manage that, by the way? You were muddling the simplest cantrip when I last observed you. I have progressed much since then, and I borrowed a few items to speed the process. As I thought. Well, it's obvious you can steal my tools, but not my understanding of them. Hold still while I dispel this foolish facade. Can't very well get my property back while it's polymorphed into... Wait a moment. I did not possess any items that would allow the casting of that enchantment. Wait. Oh dear. Mellicamp, listen very carefully. What did you take? Nothing too valuable, I swear. Just some components, a few scrolls, a pair of beat-up bracers, a blank spellbook, some parchment. A pair of... Oh no. You little fool! The bracers in my locked and trapped safe? I certainly hope you can develop a taste for chicken feed, because you're going to be stuck the way you are for a very long time. I know I stole from you, but you can't leave me like this. Please, Master Thalantir, please. It is not a matter of whether I wish to help or not, simply that I do not have the power to undo what you have done. Is there nothing that can't be done? I'm willing to help however I can. Well, if you are willing, then I will do what must be done. We need a component that I do not have on hand, and it will be your job to get it. It will require the head of an undead creature, and a simple skeleton skull will do. Bring it back here, and I will try to bend a few magical rules to reincarnate this foolish boy. Reincarnate? But does that spell not require the recipient to be dead? There must be a dead element, yes. That is what the skull is for. I cannot fully explain what I am to try, but it is something of a reversal on the reincarnation scheme. The age of the enchantment that changed you may allow for a loophole in the laws of magic. Of course, it may just kill us both in the casting. Such is life. Well, off you go to some dungeon or other. Return with the skull. Go. Well, as it happens, I have one already. Hello, my young adventurers. I see you have the needed component. Well, shall we see if our young man regains his life, or if he'll eventually become someone's fest hall dinner? And that, as I say, is that. I have arms! Arms and hands and feet and... Oh, thank you, Master Thalantir, thank you! Yes, yes, boy. Now be quiet a moment. Blast it. The bracers are no longer on him. It is as I feared. Likely they either spent what magic they had in a single charge, or it is their wont to be whisked away after inflicting the damage they do. I had hoped to seal them away, but now it certainly will fall into the hands of some other unfortunate fool. Tell me, Mellicamp, do you feel quite yourself again? I think so. Good. Although it's the greatest of luck that you do not retain a wing for a limb. You always were a bit cockeyed, but I suppose that doesn't count. I suggest you remain here, however, so that I might keep an eye on you. If you insist on playing with the forces of magic, the least I could do is see that you understand them. Perhaps you'll be a touch more cautious now that you have experienced what can go wrong. Yes, Master Thalantir. I suppose your master I must be. And you, Boyle, I trust you will be cautious in your travels as well? I wish you intelligence on your journeys. I would wish you luck, but it runs out much quicker than you would think. Good day.
I am proud to stand among such strong warriors.
I am too. Yeah. So there we are. Mellicamp is dealt with. He is straight up dealt with. And now, of course, I have to make some decisions. Do I want to keep Minsk and Dinah here in the party? Again, it's not that they're bad. We're going to go back to Baragost, of course, so I can rest up, memorize spells, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's not that I don't like what they can do. It's that I don't like being restrained by the two of them. I don't know what having the extra... But I don't know how much punching power she really adds to the group, honestly. I mean, let's take a moment to look at the stats, shall we? Let's look at... She, as we know, she doesn't have the armor spell, so there's nowhere so far I can buy one, so... Stuck on that score. So she's using up a dexterity enhancing item, which is a very valuable item, I might add. She's got a decent constitution, so she's got, as mages go, she's relatively healthy. Not very strong, so she can't carry very much. Let's look at her, where she is her gear-wise. I mean, what's she doing for me? In melee, she's just kind of a bad distance, or in combat without her spell, she's kind of a bad distance warrior. And she's basically... She's slinging magic missiles and acid arrows. She doesn't actually have that many spells. Now, okay, in fairness, I haven't given her as many spells because I've been kind of giving myself first priority. And unfortunately, we've had some pretty rotten luck on these things. So that's her. Now let's go look at Minsk. Minsk, of course, has no spells whatsoever. And I like Minsk a lot as a character. I think he's great. He's got great voice acting. Voice acting, by the way, from the same actor who does a character on Star Wars Clone Wars and Rebels, for those of you who know those shows. He's the Hondo Ohnaka, same guy. So, he's a great character. He's not as much of the heavy hitter. Well, he is a heavy hitter. He's incredibly strong. His constitution doesn't quite back it up, and his dexterity doesn't, isn't... It's great, okay, but it's just kind of... As we've seen, he's getting hit a lot. And he doesn't bring a lot else to the table besides just being a bruiser. So, I don't know. I feel like... I mean, she's not a bruiser by any stretch of the imagination either, but if I were to compare... Let's say if I compare her to Dinah here. What do I have with Branwen? And I realize I have them both in the party at the same time, but bear with me for a minute. So, if I free them up, then I have two potential slots in the party. But if I have her on distance, her sling, I mean, her dexterity is... Well, if I give her the thing, her dexterity is as good, so that's not an issue. So she can do just as much as distance, except she's got more hit points, better armor class, and she gives me more healing, which is, what again, something you want in the people in the back row. And I kind of feel that that's more important. I'm really leaning on... Boyle has a couple of healing spells, but otherwise I'm leaning on Jaheira. I think she's a better bet. And if I were to dump the two of them, Dinah here and Minsk, and pick up Kevon is a switch-up artist. We'll see him if we hire him, but he's actually, just to preview, he's got a good dexterity, and he's got a good strength. He's great with a bow, pretty good with a. I think he has he's a halberd, I believe. Yeah, he's a halberd. So I can switch him out. He can be distance or melee as needed. I can't say the same for... He's just more versatile than Minsk. He's more versatile than Minsk. She's more versatile. I think that's it. I think we've made the decision. I think we're going to have to... I want to leave them here. I'll leave them in... I guess I'll leave them in Feldposts in. Only because I have a tendency to go back to Feldposts, as I will now, actually, to sell items. See, I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to leave. I'm going to leave Minsk and Dinah here. And if we should need to enlist their services again, we will.
Whatever they need.
Come on, Dinah, get up there. Very odd that she can't get up there. Sometimes the walking area is just very odd here. But I don't necessarily want to leave them with all their gear. So let's, before we unhire them, let's deal with that, shall we? Branwen has plenty of stuff, but we can always... Do we really want to leave her with a quarterstaff +1? Well, I definitely don't want to leave her with a sling +1. We're going to give that to Branwen. And yeah, all the things I have invested, they don't need to keep them while they're not in my party. Thank you very much. There you go. Now that takes Branwen up to a 0 armor class, which is quite healthy. And the Brawling Hands can go to... Does that go to Branwen as well? Yeah, I guess that would be logical. Hell, look at that. That gives Branwen a -2 armor class. Holy schmoke. That makes Branwen pretty damn tough, actually, if I do that. Actually, let me consider this. Wow, that gives her a -4 armor class, gives him a -2 armor class. I mean, technically speaking, I probably should favor my melee folks, right? For this. Even though I'm like, hey, Dex, better distance weapon. Jeez, giving Jaheira a -4 armor class, that's something else. That makes her nigh unhittable. That's just too hard to resist. I mean, it'll be nice to have somebody in the party with a -4 armor class. So that's that decision made. Quarterstaff +1. Do I leave it with her? Give Branwen this. Am I gonna use it? Is there anybody else who's gonna use it? I mean, Jaheira's got the club, so I feel she's good there. The shield amulet. I think that's... Give Branwen that one. Yep, we're just stripping your stuff from you guys. Sorry, you're all... Once you're out of the, once you're off the team, we have to reclaim all the company property. Of course, I'll leave them with the minimum. I mean, my thought here is that if I want to hire them again, I want to leave them with just enough stuff that if I should need to return to them, if, for instance, something should happen to Branwen, like, you know, she gets chunked, i.e. disintegrated, I want to make sure that... Wow, that's almost as much as she can carry. Okay, here's the problem with old Branwen. She's weak. She's physically weak. Oh, now he's physically weak. Okay, hold on a second. There we go. I gotta really gotta distribute my stuff around. I gotta... Not a lot of versatility here. That is the one thing that I lose with Minsk. I lose... Well, the other thing I lose with Minsk is Boo. That is sad. I will miss Boo. But as I said, I think that logically I'm better off without these guys for now. I may regret this decision. I don't know. I always seem to...
You have need of me?
There's no perfect decision in these things. I think that... And you know what? I can always hire them back. It's not permanent. We can switch it out. So let's reform the party. Say goodbye to them for this near future here. That was proven to be quite a leader. I shall look forward to when we can again call each other comrade. I am truly saddened that you wish Minsk and Boo to leave. If you are in need of a stout blade and even stouter man to swing it, do not hesitate to call on me. Indeed I will, folks. Indeed I will. Good team, good team. Okay. Well, with that done, let's do a little trading. Is there anything I need to get rid of here? Still holding on to that belt of antipode. I guess not. Well, let's just do a quick... Oh, wait. I did want to do one thing. I think I actually did want to swap out Branwen's spells. She had that bark skin. I don't need that anymore. And because I don't need it, I can do something different. And I think what I'm going to do is draw upon Holy Might. So this increases strength, constitution, and dexterity. Increased by 1 point for every 3 levels of the caster. So, okay, you know, only is +1 for now. But still, that's something. That means something for her. And I should have actually... also don't need the bark skin for Jaheira, so I can also swap hers out. What should I do here? Don't really need that. The magic I've never really personally seen the utility of the magical weapon spells. I mean, they're great if you're in a campaign where magic weapons are very rare. They could be a lifesaver, but I mean, look at those durations. That is such a short duration. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. I feel like you're gonna lose it in the middle of the combat. It seems really questionable. I don't think I'm going to be running into fire and cold stuff. A little bit. I'm more likely to be running into poison, though. We're going to do that. And I know I'm going to be running into the poison in the near future. So with that said, let's take a quick rest. And then we're going to go back and we're going to talk to that funny, weird guy in the forest. I have a good feeling about him. All right, let's go find Kivon. Leaving town under the cover of night here. What the courtesan doing way down here? How did I get up to this? Didn't think I was that close to the top of the map, but okay. There he is.
Hail! It is not often that I come across strangers in this part of the world.
What takes you out this far from civilization? We're adventurers. ready to smite the evil that darkens our path. A strange coincidence. I have a quest similar to your own. I've been hunting the bandits in the region for the past few months. Perhaps if we worked together we would fare better. What do you say to that? We'll help you against the bandits, but only if you tell us why you've spent months hunting them. Their leader, an ogre named Tezak, took the life of someone very dear to me. Thanks for being honest. You can join our party. I hope that we will work well together. And so there's Kevon. And so as you can see, the only reason I had to wait to talk to Kevon a little bit was once he tells me his story, he's immediately like, okay, it's time. Like we need to go kill this guy now. Now he is, of course, a ranger. As a ranger at low level, his move Silent Hide and Shadows in 2nd edition is kind of just limited. He gets a certain amount per level. So he's a less than a 50% chance of actually hiding. Okay, great. He's not that great at it. But he's pretty goddamn good with a longbow, and he's decently good with, I believe, a halberd as well. So got 2 slots in halberd, 2 slots in longbow. That's as good as he can get because he's a ranger. So what I'm going to give him is two-handed weapon style. And what does that do? Gives him a +1 to damage rolls, a -2 bonus to speed factor, which is good because halberds swing pretty slowly, and he scores critical hits on a 19 or 20 instead of just a 20. So pretty sweet. And there we go. So he levels up. That goes reduced by 1. Hit points gained 8. Pretty good, pretty solid. That gets him to 24 hit points. But as you can see, he's going to be gaining levels pretty quickly, just like Brennan will, and Jira very, very soon. So Jira is going to be leveling up any day now. So there we go. So still not a full party. We're not up to a full complement. But that's okay. I think that with these 5, I think that we will do pretty dang well. Now, well. Let's do something I was about to say. I'm like, one thing I want to do before we go any further, and then these guys show up. So let's do this first. Let's give the poor guy some potions. Just so he has something to defend himself with. And I suppose I should give him more arrows. Oh, and wait, I have a gift for him. A halberd +1. Nobody in my party should be without a magical weapon. Although I want him on bow right now. So yeah, so he's pretty damn good with a longbow. He's got, just really quickly, we'll take another look at his character sheet. 18-12, so strength, so not quite as strong as Minsk, but pretty damn close. 17 dexterity, 14 constitution, not great, but okay. But yeah, he's just, he's just slightly better, I think, in some ways than Minsk. I mean, I don't know, maybe not. I guess I value the dexterity more. He's technically weaker than Minsk, and he has a slightly inferior constitution, but that dexterity just is more important to me because it gives him better armor class, it gives him that distance weapon ability, and he's just more of a change-up guy. So let's see how he fares, shall we, against these gnolls. Yeah, so not surprisingly, we make short work of the gnolls.
Yes.
And so back to Baragos we go. And we're going to pay one last visit to old Tehram, because I want to take advantage of his superior selection here to make sure we gear up our new pal Kevon with the very best stuff. So let's go shopping and equip our new pal. Show us what you have for sale, and let's see here. Well, what do I want to give to him? Well, first of all, he deserves a composite longbow because he actually he has the strength to take advantage of it, so that's good. Which of course gives you extra damage and better Thacko, so let's give him that. And let's give him a bunch of arrows to match because he's going to be slinging a lot of them. And then the next thing I want to do for him, I mean, technically speaking, I don't know if I want to spend that much money. I think we'll run into some plate mail sooner or later. But I do want to definitely give him some split mail. I mean, as a ranger, you might be like, oh no, you gotta keep him with the light armor so he can hide. But he can't hide. He can't. He's not actually. His hide ability is not actually that good. So, I mean, there is other armor here, but obviously that's way too expensive. But yeah, basically some splint mail for now. It's only 72 gold. It'll make him a little bit more survivable. And I think that should do it for him. So there we go. Gives him armor class 1. Pretty good. The studded leather armor, he doesn't really need it. If I should get to some point where I need him to stealth, there's usually leather armor I can procure from any number of enemies that I run into along the way. And yeah, because he's strong, the other thing is I can store items on him that I might have trouble storing for much longer on Khalid. Okay. I think I ran into... And I'm pretty sure that I stored a few items up at the Friendly Arm Inn, so that's our next stop. I don't know, I might want to make a stop up there next and see. The reason I'm holding on to these items is because I know that there are other NPCs who may be able to use them, and I hate when I sell the things and then I decide to have them join, and I'm like, God, now I gotta buy the item back. So we don't want to get into that situation. Hey, what's up here besides Tehran Smithy here? Never go up here. It's just an area. Nothing important, I suppose. So that's that, and I think that's all the business I have for the moment in Baragost. So where are we bound next? Well, ultimately we are bound for the Peldvale and the Larswood, but I wonder what about Garrick? Should we give Garrick a shot? Poor guy, just sitting here. He's been standing here basically aimlessly since his mistress was killed. You know, he does give us a little spell casting. Buddy, we've already... I think Garrick's malfunctioning. He's giving us the outdated comment. We already had this conversation. I think Garrick's lost his mind. Garrick has lost his mind. And I think Garrick just disappeared from the game. Alright, so be it. I was going to give Garrick an opportunity, but he just... I suppose I could have... I'm curious about that. Yeah, I don't know. Why? Cancel. Let me just save real quick here. Pardon me. Alright, there we go. Just wanted to see if there was a way I could check out the other option for Garrick's conversation there, but it doesn't look like there was. So Garrick has disappeared from the game now, but so be it. It's not a great loss. It was just kind of a random idea. Bards are okay. They're better at higher level in second edition because, I mean, they do have some versatility. They have the ability to cast spells. They have their bard song, which is nice. Here's a nice little manor house that I never seem to investigate. But at this level, he's a little bit more of a... Honestly, it's just as well. He's a little bit more of a burden. He only has a d6 for hit points. He can't really sneak around like a rogue. He's got the bard song, which is okay for removing fear, but it's not as good as the bard song in later versions of D&D. Probably not worth it. So let's head on up to the Friendly Arm. That will become, again, our base of operations to explore the zones in this general area, which is where we're going to find our route to get to the bandit camp. But first things first, let's get to the Friendly Arm. Alright, so here we are at the Friendly Arm. With our group of 5. And is there anything else that we want in terms of stuff? I think we're okay. It really is a shame that I don't have more single companion options at this point. I suppose I could... I already made my decision on Nira. I don't really want to rehire her. Yeah, I don't know. Something for consideration. But it's been a long trip here, and I'm sure that I'm going to get hit with some exhaustion penalties pretty soon for my group. But let me just see if I stored any... I'm trying to remember if I stored anything here that might be useful. Oh, no, I guess I did not. Okay, did not store those. Did not store anything this time. There's so... I have been through more than one playthrough in this game, and once in a while, the little obscure details of like, did I leave something there? Yeah, I forget which playthrough that was. So let's see. Is there anything else we have to deal with? I think not. So we're just gonna have a quick talk with Bentley.
My inn is open to all who behave themselves.
Noble conditions as always for our group. Nothing but the best. Or the second best. Pardon me, a brief drink break there. And that's that. I don't think... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, you know what? I was wrong. There is something I want to do here. Because Bentley will, it turns out, buy our Wands of Magic Missiles. Now, why do I want to sell this? Because... Again, unless this has been changed in the most recent edition of the Enhanced Edition, the most recent version, when you sell a wand to a merchant and then buy it back from that merchant, it comes back to you fully charged. So if you have an item that is low on charges and you don't want to lose it, sell it. And so I have a Wand of Magic Missiles here that is fully charged up. So what I am wondering is, should I get rid of... I have this. I have this Wand of Frost. It's terrific. It's great. It only has 2 charges left on it. So I guess I should take full advantage by using that 1 charge. But I only got 1 shot on it. And then I'm going to have to turn it back up. If I want to keep it, I got to turn it back to Bentley. So I think I'm going to put the Wand of Magic Missiles in my quick slot. And keep that on my person. There, of course, is Little Andy, my Fairy Dragon familiar. And I don't think there's anything else that I have to sell here, but I do have some things to turn over to Landrin, and I probably should turn over these letters too, because are these scrolls? I don't know. Can I keep these in the scroll case? I don't know. Oh, I can. Well, there solves that question. Solves that problem. And we'll just store that scroll case. I'm telling you, that is the best thing that they ever added to the game. Because you don't realize until you get to like 3rd or 4th level, and you're like, I have so many pieces of paper. All right, I think that's it. Oh, that's right. We never did sell his bow or whatnot. Let's do that right now. But I don't want to sell my bow. But we don't need it, but I don't want to sell it. It's just weighing us down, buddy. It's just weighing us down. Just make sure there's nothing else here. Nope, I don't think that's it. Alright, now let's go upstairs and let's talk to Landrin and return her goods. There's, of course, Nira in the corner. We're not going to talk to her. There's Imoen in the other corner.
Your
Don't even...
courage shames the others.
Yes. He's talking to Khalid, I believe. Kevon likes Khalid. He likes him. He kind of boosts his confidence. I'm glad I can move home again. Bentley is a kind man, but it's always best not to push favors too far. Here's 120 gold pieces for your trouble. I'll just take those old boots from you. If you have any of my other possessions, come talk to me again. Ah, you have the largest of those pesky spiders in my house. With this one dead, I'm sure the others will have run away. You're too kind for an old gnome like myself. Thank you so much. If you have any of my other possessions, come talk to me again, and I will for a 3rd time.
A stout hammer will fix most any bandit.
You've done everything that I asked. Thank you kindly for helping me, dear. You've earned every copper. And look at that, Jaheira, with that little act of goodwill, Jaheira levels up. It is a little annoying, of course, that you have to talk to Landrin 3 times to get rid of 3 things, but whatever. This is from the olden times of RPGs, before dialogue scriptwriters realized there were ways you could consolidate such actions. So once again, no proficiency slots, no skills, but measly 3 hit points. But she does gain more pre-spells, so that's terrific. So Jaheira just continues to get more and more badass. So do we want to do yet another cure light wounds? I know it's boring, but I think I gotta. But for the purposes of this spell level, I think I'm going to take that resist fire and cold, because that does start to come in handy after a while, and we want to make sure we have it. And I think that's Branwen, and I think Branwen's fine the way she is. Except, do I really need that remove fear? Am I going to run into that anytime soon? I don't think I will. You know what would be good, though? A Bless. Bless is just a great basic spell. It raises the morale of creatures by +1, raises their attack and damage rolls by +1. I mean, that's terrific. That's just super basic. Last 6 rounds, sure, but it's a level 1 spell. Just boom. We do better in combat. That's terrific. That is really terrific. So we will keep that one. And that, of course, means we have to go back and rest. So I wonder. I could fill out the group right here if I wanted to. Could have added Garrick, but no, that didn't happen. So who am I going to add if I wanted all 6? I could take Nira, or I could take Imwin. I could take neither, but I happen to know that I'm up against a reasonably tough fight. I just, that wild magic drives me freaking crazy. Absolutely crazy. But But I don't need it. I don't need another thief, and I don't want to deal with Imwin's. I don't want to deal with either of them. You know what? I'm not going to hire either of them. That's the thing. I just don't want them in the group. So, I don't know, man. This may make my combat life a lot harder.
I need some air.
Let's think about it. Well, tell you what, we're going to step outside really quickly. And I think I'm going to take some time to consider this, because here's my thought. I am about to go into some very, very tough areas, much tougher areas than I've been in before. The bandit groups in the Larswood and the Peldvale Wood are substantially more intimidating than the bandits I've fought so far. And once I get to the end of this thing, I'm going to be fighting some very tough enemies indeed when I get to the bandit camp itself. That's a pretty tough combat. Definitely tougher than... Well, maybe not as tough as the vampiric wolves that I fought the other day, but one of the tougher encounters I'm going to have. So I think I'm gonna call it for this evening, and I'll let myself sleep on that one and decide do I want that 6th slot. It's a question of, will Imwin help me enough to be worth that 6th slot, versus will Nira help me enough and not screw me with her wild magic? Interesting question. She has a lot of potential power if she doesn't go nuts so crazy and turn us all into chickens, or who knows what else, raccoons, who knows. So that bears some thinking about. So I'm gonna think about that overnight. It is, after all, 11:30 West Coast time, so I should probably call it an evening and pick it up the next time. This, of course, is Old Tom Gin. This is my playthrough of Baldur's Gate, the Enhanced Edition. And here we are outside the Friendly Arm Inn, wondering whether we should walk back inside and say, okay, come on, to one of those fine individuals who are waiting for us in the inn. So we will pick up right there the next time we play, which I believe will be before the end of this week. I will certainly post that information on Twitter when I know when the next session will be. So thanks for watching. Please tune in again. We'll see you later.